4222. So 422 4222. So if there's any kind of emergency which needs instant attention, crime, fire, medical accident, reporting something suspicious, or crime-related incident, we can get hold of Watchcom immediately. They are a call center which are sponsored by Remax and FID-ADT, and it's for the neighborhood watches in the City Bowl in general. It's in operation 24 hours a day. The controllers are in direct contact with safety and security resources, and they will contact the most appropriate service to assist you, including SAPS, Metro, Sandparks, law enforcement. They've got fire, medics, CCID, armed response from CBAR, and FID-ADT. Obviously, that's also in addition to things like 10111 should you need them. So 10111 is obviously the police instant access if you need to get hold of them. And that is for something like an armed robbery, a house robbery, car break-in, assault, anything that you need to contact the police directly. For those of you who don't know how it works, you phone in, your number actually automatically comes up on the screen anyway, and they have an idea where you are. But you need to keep calm, say what is happening, and they will give you a reference number. That's also for something like if you're witnessing a crime in progress, let's say there's an assault or a domestic abuse, or as the other day with Vanna and then with the drunken driving matter. Then the City of Cape Town, which includes both emergency and law enforcement services, their number is 021. It's 480-7700 or 107 from a landline. In my experience, that does take rather a long time to answer. You've got to get through the whole city's process, so it's not the fastest, but it is effective. And the call center will also direct to whichever emergency or law enforcement metro traffic that you require. For a long time outside our house, for example, we had lots of issues with traffic, and I would just phone them and say that there's someone really parked badly, or something, and traffic actually responds quite quickly. Now, this is also if you need an immediate response. So recently there was that issue with a tent that was going up. Once the tent's up, it's just actually too late. But this immediate response, they have a triage, and that is about pretty much 7 minutes to 2 days. So when the tent went up on the 30th of July, I think it was, law enforcement needed to respond immediately before it became a structure. And thanks to the watch members who phoned in and reported it, that structure was averted. If you need to log a service fault request, there is a long e-services. It's an https eservices1capetown.gov.za. It's a whole long. We will put that on the website so that people can actually log in. And those responses take a few days. Those are the responses that are required for things like potholes. Obviously, that's not an emergency. So blocked drains, broken street lights, graffiti, dumping. Those are the things that you can get from logging the service fault request. And then as Nikki said, a secondary response, which would be Gardens Watch. So if you get reference numbers from the City of Cape Town for things like the potholes, etc., and you want us to follow up on it, please log then with the reference numbers that you have, and then Gardens Watch will log up and follow up and see where we're going from there. People do tend to be quite complaining and whingy about the issues that we have, but clearly they've never been to Johannesburg, because there you're very lucky if you get a pothole within months. Whereas we really do have about 1 or 2 days, and most of our issues, I think, are dealt with quite quickly. Our Crime Alert WhatsApp groups, that facilitates communication between the community and outside stakeholders. We've tried to make it, we've had quite a lot of discussions with the EXCO as to how to make that better for all. So we've come up with a few guidelines, and we are going to be quite vigorously dealing with the streamlining of this. So if you see suspicious activity in the neighborhood, please communicate it on the Crime Alert WhatsApp group. Then we can immediately activate security partners, which include Watchcom. Please, this is for information and coordination. It's not for debate and jokes and complaints about the state of the world, politics, etc. But it is really just for this particular source of information that people need. And then, as Nikki has said, we are community driven, and that means that if you're going to be using this, you recognize that information, including any personal information, which is shared on this group, is for the members of the group only. It is not for outside parties. And if anyone else wants it to be shared with them, please just invite them to join Gardens Watch.